Throughout the years, no matter what the prominent style was, we have seen black comedians wearing leather. Whether it is a leather suit or even yellow leather shorts, from the early 80s to now, it seems that when one reaches the top of black comedy, they put on leather. Even people who are now known for wearing suits have donned this fashion choice. One has to wonder, what is the origin of leather in black comedy? Like so many aspects of black comedy, they can point to Eddie Murphy. For his 1982 HBO special Delirious, Eddie wore a red leather suit. Now the color red was a reference of course to Richard Pryor, who wore a red shirt in his 1979 special Live in Concert. Eddie has referred to this special as his personal favorite. Live in Concert can be regarded as the blueprint for the modern comedy special. In this special, Richard Pryor calms down a rowdy crowd that is coming back from intermission after just seeing his opener, Patti LaBelle. What they got was some of the most well-crafted and introspective material. This is the first comedy special that showed the performer's entrance into the building. Richard Pryor wears a red shirt, black pants, and gold shoes. It only makes sense for Eddie to want to pay homage to one of his mentors. Now, Eddie claims that his Delirious outfit was a mistake. Eddie planned on wearing something else, but it was ruined, so he had to improvise. You know, the red leather outfit happened as an accident. Whatever I was supposed to wear that night got messed up, and I went to the mall just to get something. The pants don't even go with the jacket. It was two different color reds. That's how much of a I didn't care back then. I'm going to do my HBO special. I said, give me Crimson and give me Fire Engine. Ain't nobody gonna know. Eddie was an icon in the 80s. At the same time, music artists like Michael Jackson, Prince, Luther Vandross, and Run DMC all wore leather. So maybe this was his way of staying on trend. Today, the comedy special is remembered for two things: its raunchy content and the form-fitting red leather suit that Murphy wore on stage for the taping. In fact, so many fans remember the trademark suit that they often would ask Murphy what happened to the snappy duds. In 2007, Murphy revealed the truth. Keenen Ivory Wayans had ruined the suit. According to Murphy, he once dared Wayans to wear the suit out for a night on the town and remain in character. Although the suit was tight on a much smaller Murphy, the 6'3" Wayans took his friend up on the dare. The suit, though, was seriously stretched out after Wayans' adventure. When speculating why Eddie wore leather, one cannot ignore his fondness for Elvis Presley as well. He even talks about being an Elvis fan in Delirious. Elvis was a cultural icon. Yes, controversial in hindsight, but he was influential to a generation of performers. People like Andrew Dice Clay has called himself the Elvis of comedy. Dice was inspired not only by Elvis' style, but also his haircut. He was the big megastar in stand-up right after Eddie. Now, Eddie also wore leather on his 1984 album cover, Comedian, and in his 1987 special, Raw, he wore a purple paisley leather outfit. Although only 4 years younger than Eddie, Martin Lawrence is credited for ushering in a new generation of comedians to the forefront. And just like Eddie was inspired by Richard for choosing red, Martin picked up where Eddie left off. Martin wore a leather jacket in his HBO one mic stand and hung it up on the set piece. Y'all mind if I hang up my jacket? And what's the best place to hang up your jacket? On a nice ass. In 1994, Martin, now a TV and film star, upped the ante and wore a leather baseball jersey for his special, You So Crazy. Martin would also host Def Comedy Jam that introduced the world to many household names, all while wearing, of course you guessed it, leather. Other moments in leather history would include Monique wearing a leather pantsuit on the Queens of Comedy. Chris Tucker has also been seen wearing a leather vest. Steve Harvey at one point wore a Pele Pele pullover and leather pants. Def Jam alum D.L. Hughley wore a yellow and black leather jacket on his HBO One Mic Stand feature, as well as fellow Def Jam alum Eddie Griffin wore a similar jacket along with leather shorts on his. It seems that Martin started the trend on when you get a longer special, then it's time to get a leather jacket. Now, Eddie's protege, Chris Rock, also has a history with leather. Chris Rock has been wearing leather since the beginning. On The Dirtiest Dozen in 1988, Chris can be seen wearing a blue leather jacket and Jordan 3s. On the cover of his 1990 album Born Suspect, Rock wears a black biker jacket and grape Jordans. In 1996, in his classic special Bring the Pain, Rock wears a black leather jacket. Then the follow-up in 1999, Rock puts on a full shiny black leather suit. Chris Rock's protege Wanda Sykes would also wear a leather jacket on her HBO special, I'ma Be Me. Now, in recent years, Kevin Hart has brought out variations of leather. In his second special, Seriously Funny, Kevin wears a black leather jacket. In his first theatrical special, Kevin wore a gray leather blazer. Then, for his special Let Me Explain, Kevin Hart wore a leather sweater with leather piping on his pants. Newcomers have also been seen wearing leather, and the trend doesn't seem like it's going away. Karlous Miller wore a leather shirt on Last Comic Standing, and in 2019, James Davis wore a biker jacket similar to that of Chris's Born Suspect album on his special Live from the Town. Now, leather is fancy but not formal. It is both hot and breathable. It is a material that commands power and attention without the perception of a suit. The leather jacket is a staple in comedy. Look at the headshots in the back of comedy clubs, and you'll see your favorite comedian wearing hide. It has become common in comedy, just like the stool, mic stand, and spotlight. We will see leather in comedy for a long time, unless, of course, vegans take over. Who would have thought that Eddie's unplanned wardrobe accident would go on to influence a generation of comedians after him?